Hello there. Reporting today on just how beautiful the day has started off to be, and I'm sure it will just get better as time goes by. Update on my car. I got the car moved, and I just want, even though maybe the people that weren't involved, they probably won't see this video, but I want to express that I have an immense amount of gratitude for the people who helped me move my car. They were very generous and charitable in doing so. And just a few thoughts that I've had this morning, thinking about sitting here. We live in an environment full of energy, and even though it looks like empty space between us and something else, like the bushes back here, the space between that, everything, it's just full of energy. And I kind of have a feeling that if we're individually projecting good, benevolent, beneficial energy out into this environment, along with nature, as far as the trees and the animals and the insects and everything, the microorganisms and all of that stuff. If well, let me say it this way. We're basically microorganisms of a much, much larger living organism, as in the universe, or as in the total of multiverses, or what have you. And humans like to think that we're the cat's meow when it comes to being masters of our environment, but the truth is we aren't. We're not masters. We're masters of ourselves. We have the opportunity to be. Some of us are, and a lot of us aren't, because we're not thinking that way. But however you want to put it, being part of this much larger whole, if we're putting out good energies and good intentions, and I mean, not just on the surface good intentions, but in depth, trying to create a more benevolent and wholesome, beneficial environment for all involved, I think that the environment wants us around, and will work towards allowing us to become part of that in a much more constructive, positively constructive way. Now, there has to be a balance, and there has to be what we consider good and what we consider bad, but not necessarily. It's all depending on the macro, micro, your perspective of that, whether it's good or bad. Like I said, we could be, qubits, quantum qubits. But we're probably even less than that when it comes down to it. But yeah, putting this good energy out and not necessarily pushing it on anyone, but do your best to cause no harm. I think that we'll all benefit from that, and we all do benefit from that. And as I had posted something about this earlier, I'm not sure when it wasn't too long ago, is that I think the universe, with more and more people being woke, and in the process of awakening to this concept, to these perspectives. It's much like a person that has grown up on fast foods, processed foods, whatever, and becoming awakened, or what have you, is much like switching your diet from that processed food, fast food, that's not it's filling, but it's not necessarily beneficial for you as far as long-term nutritional, keeping your body at an optimum energy level. But I think that, like I was saying, it's like a person switching from that type of diet to a more organic diet, which is healthier, and there's more energy involved with that in the foods themselves. They've done studies with vegetables and such. I forget what photochromatic or some type of photography they've used to take pictures of this, leaves on trees, fruits and vegetables and things, and the organic produce, or the items that are grown organically are emitting stronger and better energies. Okay, so I think all in all, I think as people are waking up and being more aware and conscious, like I said, of these perspectives, that the whole, think of it like a body, our body. Your whole body is starting to benefit. Your body wants to be well. The body, the whole wants to be well, wants to be healthy. So in that vein, I think that the diet that is starting to slowly but surely come about within our environment, the energies and everything, the more wholesome, beneficial, and benevolent that they are, they're more closely compared to organic food, vegetables, if you eat beef or meat, whatever. But that's a system. This is the system, and if we can produce, create, and maintain a more balanced system, then we will all benefit from that. But, however, I think this is known, but you can very well go out amongst, in public or wherever, whatever your groups or whatever that you're hanging out with or whatever, that it's like weaning an infant or a small animal or what have you. It's like weaning them from the mother's milk. And when they're used to a certain, they're comfortable with a certain process, a certain taste, a certain way or whatever that they intake that nutrient, they don't want to give it up. They don't want to give it up, but it's nature's course for them to be weaned off of their mother's milk or what have you, and that they grow. Now, this would be so for animals, maybe not necessarily for like fish or reptiles or something like that, but still, they start out, when they come into this environment and when they are born, when they are hatched or what have you, that they're not eating the same things and they're not behaving the same way identically as they will be in a year, 2 years, 3 years, on up, further and further. So they progress over time. So it's a weaning process. It can be very uncomfortable until you know, another pattern develops, another behavior pattern develops, and you get used to it. So anyway, that's about all I had to say. And again, much gratitude to the people that assisted me in getting my car moved. I certainly do appreciate it. And so y'all have a great day, have a blessed day, and just you talked about religions and stuff, and I'm not really a religious person, maybe spiritual, but I'm not necessarily a religious person. But the idea of tithing, rather than give 10% of this pseudo energy they call money, how about tithing 10% of your thought time into creating something, a more benevolent and beneficial environment for yourself and others. Not just yourself, but others as well. Not just your family, but all people, globally. Okay? So anyway, yeah, y'all take care, and thanks for watching. Have a blessed day.